Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to this program. Okay, in this temple, we are sharing Master Ryuho Okawa's early lectures, which was given in the early 4 years, like from 1987 to 1991 or something like that. And today is the fourth program. No, 70th of this program. Okay. Yeah. Okay. As you already know, this happy science is established by Master Ryuho Okawa. And main teaching is called Fourfold Path. It includes love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress. These four pillars are the kind of very important aspect of happy science. And in happy science, we have two kinds of spiritual source in happy science teaching. One of the two major spiritual source. Okay. The one is Buddha. The other is Hermes. Both of them are past lives of Master Ryuho Okawa himself. As you know, Shakyamuni Buddha lived in India more than 2,500 years ago. And his teaching is they correspond to our wisdom and self-reflection. And another is Hermes. Hermes is a Greek god who actually born more than 4,000 years, 4,300 years ago. And his main teaching correspond to love and prosper. And today, we are going to show the ultimate self-reflection, which is given from the Hermes consciousness, which is in the Master Ryuho Okawa's subconscious mind. Okay, and yeah, today's lecture given by Master Ryuho Okawa is one of the most beautiful words. It's kind of poetic lecture, like the one you can find in the Jesus words in Bibles, like that. Yeah, like the love blows like a wind, and also without love, our progress will die. These are kind of very beautiful and very meaningful words that we should remember in our soul. So this kind of very important teaching we are given today's lecture. So today's lecture is about 60 minutes in total, and I divide it into three parts, and I show it one by one, and also give some kind of explanation. Okay, now let's move into the first part of Master's lecture.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming on a busy Saturday afternoon. Looking back, it was around the time of the Milky Way Star Festival on July 7, just 3 years ago. I had a week left at my job after having decided to create Happy Science. People asked me what I was going to do after I resigned. I answered I was going to start Kofuku no Kagaku. The name sounded odd to those who were hearing it for the first time. The words Kofuku and Kagaku are joined with the particle no. It doesn't say association and gives no indication of what it is. I remember feeling a little embarrassed when I said that name. Since then, I have continued my work in various ways for 3 years. And now the name of happy science, which was unfamiliar at the beginning, has been established as a proper noun. I believe the name has become firmly fixed in people's minds like a signboard. I have witnessed something that was invisible and formless turn into something tangible through everyday activities. On seeing it, I was struck by an indescribable sensation. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. An ideal that originally lay in a person's mind was spoken through his mouth. And the words spoken through his mouth were eventually accepted by many. When his words were accepted by many and were translated into action, the words manifested in a tangible form in this third-dimensional world. When I look at this process, I sense that it is somehow different from the so-called self-realization that is popular these days. I think people generally understand self-realization as the fulfillment of their worldly desires, and they feel happy when it is achieved to a satisfactory level. But let me tell you my honest feeling about this. In fact, I sense a deeper and more mystical tone in the term self-realization. It suggests something great is flowing there. It is a mystical sensation that something is flowing from the Milky Way. From a far distant world, something flows continuously, heading toward the earth, until it runs across the surface of the earth and flows off. An indescribable great will is at work to make it happen. It tries to manifest its power on this world in a specific direction. The word self and self-realization is far too insufficient to describe this process. It doesn't convey enough meaning. That's how I feel. Currently, Happy Science Monthly magazine runs a series called Love Blows Like the Wind. Just as love blows like the wind and passes from one person's heart to another, passionate energy flows from a far distant galaxy and passes through the earth without people noticing its presence. For me, this is the true nature of self-realization. When talking about self-realization, you may focus on the results. What kinds of results or outcome have been produced? I think that's how many people understand self-realization.
と思います。けれども、
However, I cannot accept such things to be true self-realization.
本当の自己実現とは思えないのです。自己実
When I
現
hear the words of successful
と
people
言われる世の世
who
界
are said to have achieved self-realization,
言葉を聞いても、
I
私
feel
は
as if they are confined in a shell.
彼らが一つの殻の中に固まった存在のように、
To me, they appear as if they are trapped inside a cocoon.
ている人間のように見えるのであります。あるいは
Maybe their shells are not as soft as cocoons.
柔らかなものではないかもしれない。
Sometimes their shells look like a clump of concrete.
見えます。そうし
Their
て
hearts are stuck inside this hard shell.
閉じ込められている心。そし
Their
て
hearts have hardened so much that they never come
出
out.
ることのない心。固まりきった心。
Their hearts are covered by the shell called ego.
覆われた心。これが
If that's the result of self-realization, we can't make it our ideal.
あるならば、こんなものは理想であってたまらない。
I think so.
どうしても
Forgive me for using literary expressions to describe this.
お許しいただきたいという気持ちはあるのですが、
But to me, the ultimate form of self-realization is like the wind.
自己実現の姿は
It is infinitely pure and transparent and boundlessly passionate.
それとはなく、
It blows through people without even wanting to be recognized.
風のごとく吹き過ぎていくようなものだと思われるのです。
The purer and more transparent you are, the higher your level of self-realization.
私に感じられる自己実現の程度は
This is how I feel. Almost 3 years have passed since I entered the world of religion.
3年弱の歳月が流れました。
In these 3 years, I have published books,
皆さんに
given lectures, and done various other things.
いろんなことをやってまいりました。けれども、
However, if the work I do in this world
地上で活動するということ自体が
only hardens my innate divine nature as if covering it with concrete,
あたかもコンクリートが固まるがごとく固めていくということが仕事であるならば、それは
such work would feel very empty to me.
虚しいことであるように私には思えるのであります。仕事が
As my work increases, the third dimensional vibrations will come toward me.
向かってもやってまいります。
Each and every one of your wishes and prayers will also come toward me.
皆さ
The
ん
worries and sufferings of each one of you will come into me.
の中に入ってきます。
You are suffering from the invisible shackles in this third dimensional world.
目に見えない漆黒に苦しんでおられます。
As I make efforts to help remove these invisible shackles from people,
漆黒を取り除いていこうと努力するうちに
I too get tainted by the third dimensional vibrations without realizing it.
波動に染まっていくのを
I feel sad about this these days. It shouldn't be that way.
これをもって理想として良いのではない。
No matter what earthly problems may appear before me,
この世的なる諸問題が我が前に現れてこようとも、いかな
no
る
matter what earthly difficulties may stand in my way,
難問題が立ちはだかってこようとも、その難
I
問
must
題
not
を
be hard like an iron lump in trying to solve those problems.
我自らが鉄の塊のようになったとする
If I do, it would mean my defeat.
敗北である。
I think so.
そう思います。三次元的な
Self-realization is not about solving earthly problems
諸悪を解決する
or overcoming evils by using the power of this third dimensional world.
実現とは思わない。この
As you live in this third dimensional world,
あくまでも
You must embody the power of the world beyond this one
自らの内に体現し
and keep letting it flow like the wind.
孵化し続け吹
You
き
must be the wind itself and keep blowing through.
こそ今世
Only then can you achieve a self-realization you can be satisfied with in this lifetime.
と思うのであります。
Let
話
me
は
talk about the far distant past.
昔のことに戻ります。今から
4,300 years ago, there was a man named Hermes in Greece.
300年の昔、ギリシャにヘルメスという人がおりました。
You may have heard of his name from Greek mythology.
の方は多いでしょう。
The Greek myths have been handed down incorrectly,
間違って伝えられ、この
and it is now mistakenly said that Hermes was one of the children of
子
Zeus.
供であるように言われています。
The truth is that Hermes was born in Greece several hundred years before Zeus.
数百年昔にギリシャの地に生まれて、
And he sowed the seeds of love and progress in the land of Greece.
発展の種をまいたのがこの
That was what Hermes did. The seeds of love that Hermes sowed continued to grow through the ages,
やがて時代を流れて
and it appeared in Israel in a different form as the love of Jesus.
違った形でまた現れてまいりました。
The teachings of progress Hermes gave were handed down through the ages,
下ってやがて
and it eventually led to the modernization and prosperity of the Western world.
発展へとつながっていきました。
Hermes taught people two wondrous concepts, love and progress.
2つの概念をヘルメスという人は人々に教えました。そし
In
て
fact, here lies the key to understanding the title of today's lecture,
現代であるところの
The Ultimate Self-Realization.
解釈する鍵があるのです。
Happy Science teaches the modern fourfold path
愛と知と反省発展という
that consists of four right paths, love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress.
お教えしております。
Love and progress of this fourfold path have originated in Hermes' thoughts,
発展の部分は今申し上げましたように
which I just mentioned.
考えから流れ出しております。そして
And wisdom and self-reflection have originated in Buddha's teachings in India.
インドのブッダの教えから流れ出しています。
I am now trying to integrate these into one grand teaching,
今教えを今作っていこうとしております。
I am now trying to integrate what has never been integrated before.
今融合しようと私はしておりますが、それにして
Love comes first in the fourfold path.
出てくるところのこの愛、
It is not for the sake of convenience that love comes first.
便宜的に最初に出てくるのではありません。
There is a reason. It comes first because it's most important.
最初に出てきています。
I teach everyone first have love.
愛あれと皆さんにお教えしています。
Many people may think the teachings of happy science are so vast
膨大な知識が必要である。
that they have to study a lot and absorb a lot of knowledge.
考えておられる方も多いでしょう。
But take a close look at the order of the fourfold path.
見ていただきたい。
First, have love.
愛あれ。
Be a person of love. Be a person overflowing with love.
そう私は
This is what I'm saying. Starting point of love is love that gives.
与える愛。この出発点において、
What I am asking of you at the starting line isn't so difficult.
おそらくは
Those who have come to happy science to find happiness
皆さんは
may also hope to receive love in some form.
として集い来た皆さんでもあろうと思います。その
But
皆
I
さん
tell
に
you
は
first,
私は
that's not the right attitude.
そうではない。
Love begins by giving.
愛は 与えるところから始まっていくんだよと
This is what I teach.
しています。
If you feel the other teachings are difficult, you may forget about them.
難しいのならば忘れていただいて結構です。
If you've encountered the word love and grasped the
自分の人生の
truth,
中でこの愛という言葉に出会い
this one truth that love begins by giving, and you can live by it throughout your life,
この一つをつかみ取って生きていただければ
then that's good enough.
愛
Knowing love that gives is the starting point of living in a heavenly way as humans on
人
earth.
生を生きるための出発点であるのです。そうして
On top of that, if possible,
さらに
I want you to take this opportunity to learn the many teachings of the truth.
この機会に学んでいただきたい。皆さんの
Please deepen your wisdom to train your soul,
皆さんの世の中が分かる範囲を
to gain a better understanding of the world, and to understand more people.
知を深めていただきたい。そして
And by using the wisdom you've deepened, please reflect on your thoughts and deeds.
内容を振り返っていただきたい。これが
This is self-reflection.
そして
When you have corrected your mistakes
自らの過ちを修正し、心
and purified your mind through self-reflection,
清らかな心でもって
advance toward progress with that pure mind.
発展はユートピア
Progress means a way to create utopia.
この
This is the order I want you to follow.
と私は申し上げております。
This fourfold path, consisting of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress,
発展に至って終わる
doesn't end after progress.
発展からまた愛
It leads back to love again.
水でもあります。
When people are making progress,
人はともすれば
they're apt to be enamored with its splendor and become attracted to worldly success.
方に傾いていく傾向があります。その
At
時
that time, you must tell yourself,
待て、自分は愛から
wait, I started from love. I started by giving love.
始めたはずだ。愛を与え
You started by giving love, but as you pursue great progress in this world,
大いなる発展を追い続けているうちに、いつの
you've unknowingly been caught up
自分への
in earning praise, reputation, and high esteem for yourself.
気になるようになってしまった。与え
Then you will find that you are unknowingly taking love,
奪う愛へと傾いている。
despite having started by giving love.
そしてまた
That's why you must go back to the starting point, love that gives.
与える愛へ。このように
Thus, your practice of the fourfold path must go through cycles,
次第にそのレベルを上げ
and
て
its level must increase little by little. As you practice this fourfold path repeatedly and raise its level,
していくことによって私はその人の
you'll develop a higher ability as a human,
上がり、またその人を取り巻く環境自体も多い
and your environment will also be brighter.
というふうに感じます。
Of course, it is my strong hope that you master all four paths.
すべてを極めていただきたいという気持ちは強くありますが、
But today, we'll focus on love and progress
自己実現
and talk about them in detail in connection to self-realization.
お話ししてみたいというふうに思うわけです。
Okay, this was the first part of master lecture. Thank you, Lord. Okay, today's teaching is about love and progress, and it is combined. Its main theme is self-realization, and Master taught about this self-realization as a conclusion like this. As you live in this three-dimensional world, you must embody the power of the world beyond this one and keep letting it flow like a wind. You must be the wind itself and keep blowing through. Only then you can achieve the self-realization that you can be satisfied with in this lifetime. So This is the ideal self-realization Master taught us. Okay, so what is a wind? What is the meaning of wind? We are going to learn about this later or gradually. Okay, and Master T taught about the difference of two kinds of self-realization. False one, false self-realization. He didn't use these words, but a kind of not proper self-realization at the true and true self-realization. What is the difference? Usually, the false self-realization starts from your worldly desire for money, fame, opposite sex, like that, which is all kind of related to worldly things. And then, usually, you have an egotistic mind, only think about yourself, not think about others' happiness. And then, the action you take is like in the give and take way of thinking, or only taking love from others. These are the kind of space, yeah, self-realization. And how about the true ones? True self-realization. Okay, it is starting from your life mission based on God's will or God's thought or God's ideal or God ideal himself. We humans have life mission which is given from God. So everyone wants to accomplish something in their lives, like helping others by becoming a doctor or becoming a teacher to educate many people, or like that. It's a mission based on God idea. Same. And in this mission, you should be transparent and egoist mind, not egotistic mind. Think not only about yourself, but also other people's happiness and progress and the future. So our action should be giving love, making other people happier. This is a true form of self-realization. So we should realize that there are two kinds of self-realization. Which kind of self-realization we are thinking, we must check and think about that. Okay. This is the basic point we should think today's lecture. So Master told about the fourfold path, which is the most basic teaching, happy science. It starts from love. Love is most important because we are given, we are created by God's love. Our existence itself starts from love. Then come wisdom and self-reflection and progress. So wisdom is to kind of useful to support your love. As you accumulate wisdom, your love becomes stronger and broader. And then if you self-reflect properly, your love should be more proper. Okay. Sometimes we are thinking about differently. So sometimes we must change the direction of our love. So we need self-reflection. And through this kind of process, we can make progress. But sometimes when we made a progress, we are kind of in a quite different from of the past thought. Okay, many doctors, there are many doctors who started from the kind of a very pure mind to save other people's suffering from illness. But as they grow richer and become famed, they are obsessed like that and don't think about the people's happiness much. So we must, if you attain some kind of progress, you must think about your starting point. That is most important. That is love. Okay, this will be the first part of master lecture. Then we will go into the second part of master lecture.
As you may have read in our monthly magazine, Hermes was a hero.
読んでおられるように英雄でした。この
However, he was different from a military hero
私たちが習っているところの軍事
who embodies what we call the red light of justice.
とも言われていますが、そうした正義の光線における英雄と違った面があります。何が
What made him different?
違っているのか。
In fact, his starting point was clearly different.
出発点が
Hermes started with love, and because he sought progress out of love,
この英雄は英雄であっても
he wasn't simply a hero of justice.
ということです。そ
In
の
the process of achieving his goal, he fought against various countries.
ありました。全ギリシャの
With the goal of unifying all of Greece, he started his work at around the age of 30.
30歳頃から活動を開始し、
For 36 years until he passed away at 66.
までの36年間、
He strived without giving up his dream of unifying the whole country.
捨てることはありませんでした。しか
But
し
his dream was different from the ambitions of Japanese feudal lords
日本の戦国時代におけ
who
る
just wanted to rule the country during the Warring States period.
違ったものがあった。何が
What was the difference?
それは
In fact, Hermes fought for love, and this was the difference.
違ったということです。愛の
It was a fight for love.
ヘルメスの
Hermes had the following philosophy at his basis.
一人
Each and every person has an unlit candle in their
化
mind.
されてないろうそくがある。
Everyone, even you here and you over there, has a candle in their heart
まだ火を灯していないところの一本のろうそく。
that has yet to be lit.
このろうそく
Lighting this candle is the act of love.
行為こそ愛の行為である。
What is the act of lighting the candle?
何であるか。それは確
It is to bring out the light, brightness, wealth, and strong hopes in people.
光、明るさ、豊かさ、力強い希望、こう
So they can emit these innate qualities from within.
散乱させる。
To help them shed the brilliant light, it's important to kindle each person's candle.
放つためにこそその天下ということが
Hermes thought in this way.
ヘル
Hermes clearly saw the divine nature dormant in the mind of each person.
潜んでいるところの神聖がはっき
He
りと
thought,
見えたのでありますが、
how have they been living in this way without realizing their divine
今
nature?
日まで生きてきたのか。そして
Many people are living in this way.
数多く生きているのに、
So if I can't light even a single candle while I have life on earth,
一本のろうそくに
what's the point of my life?
できなければ一体何故の人生であるか。
Hermes thought like this.
それ
That's why he took action and carried out heroic deeds.
活動があった、行動があった。
Shakyamuni Buddha was meditative and reflective.
反省をし、内
He
省を
looked
し、
deep into his mind and developed philosophy.
ヘルメスは
But Hermes was a man of action.
何故に行動で行動
Why?
それは
It was because he was convinced that
心のこの
the candle within each person would never burn unless it was lit individually.
絶対につかない
He believed so.
考えていたからです。
A
山
big fire like a forest fire wouldn't light those candles.
ろうそくではない。
Such a fierce fire would burn everyone holding the candle to death.
一人一人が焼け死んでしまうだろう。そんな
Candles are not lit with such a big fire.
火をつけるろうそくではない。あくまで
Each person's heart is delicate and sensitive,
デリケートであり、繊細であり、
so each candle must be lit with kind words, one at a time.
火をつけて回らない限り、
Otherwise, you cannot fulfill their hopes and wishes.
満たすことはできない。
That's the only way to light the candle.
そう
What is the result of having such thoughts?
それは
It will require infinite activities.
なります。
What does it mean to require infinite activities? It means you cannot allow any third-dimensional obstacles to interfere. Like the wind, it blows through from nowhere, gently caressing each person's cheek. Hermes needed to carry out such an activity. What is this gentle wind? It is a person who embodies love appearing before each and every person. And teaching what love is through their very presence. This was Hermes' philosophy. He would often tell people this: you say you want to know love. If you want to know love, look into my eyes. Look at the light in my eyes. What brilliance do my eyes possess when they look at you? The pure Aegean blue eyes are looking at you, aren't they? This blue color is infinitely beautiful. You bathe in this blue. You might think you, too, may be tinted with blue, but you won't. That's right. Although I give you the wind named love, this wind can never be yours. Although I visit each one of you as the wind, you cannot catch hold of this wind with your hand. You cannot make it your own. Even so, never forget this wind and how it felt. This is the wind of love. This is the Aegean blue. Never forget its touch. Never forget its beauty. And create it on your own. The Aegean Sea was not dyed with blue paint. Each particle of water makes it blue by absorbing and reflecting the sunlight. Do you understand how much of a blessing the work of each particle brings to Greece? Reflecting the sunlight is the best each particle can do. But what do they produce altogether? They create the indescribable blue color. They create the blue color nowhere else to be found. They shine with mystical brilliance. Remember this. Love is the same. Even if someone shows you love, it will not be yours. But you can learn from that example and try to create the same thing yourself. You can proactively create something similar through your own actions. That's how love is born. Look into my eyes. They'll speak eloquently. They'll speak more than my mouth. These blue eyes are trying to teach you. That's how the truth has always been. When people look at a shining diamond, they may wish to be that way. The work of a diamond is complete when it displays its brilliance. A diamond completes its work of love by teaching each person that such brilliance exists. Even if you try to make a diamond your own, it can never be a part of your body, nor can you bring it back to the afterworld. A diamond shows us love just by existing and continuing to shine. All of you, hear my voice. I am the light of this diamond.
ダイヤモンドの光なり。我が
My
光は
light descends on earth once every few thousand years
この地上に降りて
to teach you what the true light is.
何であるかを教えるが、あなた方
However, none of you can take hold of this light or possess it.
光を手に入れることはできない。あなた方の
None of you can make it your own.
この光を自ら自身のものとすることはできない。しかし、
But listen well, I will continue to shine.
この
Never forget this brilliance.
この輝
Make
き
sure to imprint this brilliance in the back of your eyes.
記憶しておけ。この
Keep this brilliance alive somewhere in your memory.
記憶しておけ。
I
我
have
は
come to show you the brilliance of light.
輝きを伝えがために来たのに。
Remember this brilliance.
記憶せ。
Know this
この
brilliance.
輝きを知れ。
And strive to work hard and find ways to make it your own
自らのものとするために、これから
throughout your life, for decades, for centuries, for millennia to come.
努力、工夫をしていけ。
Hermes often said so.
よく語っておりました。この
Please think deeply about the meaning of these words.
と考えていただきたいと思います。この
You say you can receive love from
愛
others.
そのもの、これは人から与えられるというが、人から
But simply receiving love doesn't make it true love.
受け取るだけでは本当のものとはならない。それが
Like the water particles of the Aegean Sea, you must reflect light.
すな
In
わち
other words, if you have received love, you must know what love
愛
is.
とは何かを知らねばならない。
Knowing love means knowing that love is to give.
愛とは与えることであるということを知ること。愛とは
Once you know that love is to give, what will you do?
それはどうなるか。あなた
You
方
will
は
surely start taking action to pass on the goodwill you've received to others.
また活動を開始するであろう。
That's right. Love is light and the chain reaction of light.
誰も
No one is allowed to keep it for themselves completely.
所有することは許されないものである。
As long as the light continues to work and doesn't stop its
光
work,
が動いていく限り、その活動をやめない限り、
it will stay on earth while shedding its brilliance unceasingly.
しかし、こ
But
の
the
愛の
moment
光は
love stops its work,
活動をや
light will also cease to shine.
めなくなるであろう。
That's how it is.
光とは活動
Light manifests through work. Light manifests through continuous work.
によって現れるもの。連鎖し、
When light stops producing a chain reaction, the light of love dies.
光は死ぬ。
At that time, love will cease to exist,
やめることとなる。
just as wind is no longer wind when it stops blowing.
吹くことをやめたときに、風でなくなるように。
Love is no longer love when it stops being passed on from one person to another.
愛でなくなる。その時に愛は
At that time, love dies. It dies.
この
I'm sure you understand what I mean.
意味が皆さんにはお分かりのはずです。
Love is to give, but even if you give love to someone,
これを物のように
that person cannot keep it forever, unlike an object.
それを持ち続けているといったものではないのです。愛とは
Love grows and expands by continually being given.
いろんなところを循
It
環
gains life as it circulates among people.
いるものなのです。あたか
Love is like the wind. Love is like the currents of a river.
その
If the flow of a river is cut off, the river is no longer a river.
もはや川ではない。
The river is a river because it flows continuously without stopping.
絶え間なく切れることなく
That's the true nature of a river.
本質はある。
Love is like the wind. It is also like the flowing river.
川の流れのごとくでもある。
I can say so.
言えると思います。
Now let me ask you, what does it mean to know love?
愛を知るとはどういうことでしょう。
From what I
愛を
said,
分かったとはどう
you should now understand what it means to know the teachings of love.
皆さんはもし今日一日
Even if you were able to give love to someone today,
与えることができたとしても
your love might stop the moment you give it to them.
段階で終わってしまうかもしれない。
Or it might not stop there and be passed on from person to person.
この皆
Did
さん
the
が
seeds of love you sowed wither and die,
枯れて死んだか
or did they bear abundant fruits?
豊かに実ったか、それ
How
を
would
どう
you
や
know?
って見届けますか。
You may see the results by learning how the person you gave love to turned out.
その後どうなっているかを知ることによって。しか
But
し
let me tell you
私
this.
は今一つのことを教えておきましょう。
The proof that the seeds of love you sowed have firmly taken root
確かに根付いたという証拠は、それは
lies in your own
自
mind.
身の心の中にあるということです。
It doesn't lie in the reactions of others.
この
To confirm that your seeds of love have landed on fertile soil,
言われるためには、皆
there
さん
must be
自身
some kind of reaction in your mind.
その反応がなければならない。
I believe so. Please know how beautifully you will shine by giving love.
どれほど自分が美しく輝いていくかを知ることです。
That's important. If your act of giving love is hypocrisy,
それが偽善という
your mind will not continue to shine beautifully.
行為であったならば、皆さんの心が美しく輝き続けるということはないでしょう。真に
For your seeds of love to truly take root and bear fruits,
実っていくためには、
you need to keep shining beautifully.
美しく輝き続けることが必要となります。
What is it that prevents you from continuing to shine beautifully?
妨げるもの、それは何でしょうか。何が
What do you think hinders its beauty?
美しさを妨げると思いますか。
The hindrance to your beauty
それは自分が
is your memory of having given love to someone, don't you think?
という記憶ではないですか。それを
It is your attitude of taking pride in your actions, isn't it?
心ではないですか。あの人に
It's the mind that thinks, I did this to that person and feels complacent.
自己満足する心ではないですか。
That's right.
この部分が
Such thoughts are blocking the light of your soul.
私
You
が
probably understand why I say, blow like the wind.
と申し上げている理由がわかるはずです。
The wind doesn't let people know its presence.
人に知られません。
It doesn't show itself, but it really does exist.
確かに頬を
And strokes our cheeks.
出ていくもの。しかし
While it touches our cheeks, we cannot see or catch it. This is what I mean when I say,
風のごとく透
if your
明
mind is infinitely pure and clear like the wind,
輝きを
you will be more brilliant.
ことを言っているのです。そうです。
Yes, giving love is a noble act.
しかし、い
But if you count, list up and remember how much you have given to others.
続けているようでは、風にも
It is as if the wind is dyed with color. The wind is no longer pure.
曲がってしまいます。この風の中に
If the sand named self-assertiveness is mixed in your wind,
砂塵が混じったとするならば、あの
it will blow fiercely like a spring storm and blow a gust of sandy wind into people,
砂とともに
causing pain in their eyes. If the desire to show off or selfishness gets mixed in your wind called love,
自我我欲の思いが混じったならば、
it will become like a tornado that carries sand and blows gusts of wind.
あの竜巻のようなものとなっていくでしょう。
You must not let the sand or dust get mixed in the wind.
誇りを入れてはならない。
Remove the sand or dust.
取り除きなさい。
Don't have such egotistic thoughts. During your life on earth,
生きていく過程において、
how many times have you felt thankful for the pleasant, fragrant breeze?
感謝する瞬間が一体何度ありましょうか。一度、
Once, twice, 3 times?
三度でしょうか。それと
Or
も
not at all?
ゼロでしょうか。そ
The
れは
answer is different for each person.
聞いてみなければわかりません。けれど
Yet, regardless of whether or not you feel grateful for the wind,
されようが、されまいが、
it continues to blow and lets us know of the feeling each season
幸
brings.
さを与え、確かに
It keeps on blowing to give us a clear, crisp, and refreshing
爽
feeling.
やかな清涼感を与えるために吹き続けています。
That's right. When you think of love, make the wind your ideal.
風を理想としていただきたい。理
Be
想
an
的な
ideal wind.
風となっていただきたい。人を
Don't hurt others or blow too
強く
strongly,
吹きつけるの
and
でも
yet
なく、
don't stop blowing.
そしてその動きをやめてしまうのでもなく、風の
Like the wind, pass on love from person to person without picking up sand.
伝えてほしい。
In the third year of its activities, Happy Science is now undergoing change.
変動期にあります。
We are in a transitional period and are trying to move into the next phase.
踏み込んでいこうとしています。
In the last 3 years, we have focused on exploring and studying the truth.
探求、学習ということを中心にやってまいりました。 そ
I
して
believe we have achieved some level of success so far.
というふうに私は思います。されど、
From now on, we are entering the age of missionary work.
伝道の時代がやってまいります。その伝道
When
の
you
際
spread the
に
truth to others, I want you to remember what I said today.
今日の話なのです。
Of course, your ultimate self-realization means spreading the truth to others.
人々に魂の目覚めを与え、そしてこの地上を
Awakening their souls and filling this world with the wonderful light of angels.
これこそがもちろん究極の自己実現にあたると私は思いますが、この
This missionary work, your ultimate self-realization,
あくまでも
must be like the wind which I just spoke of. Let it be like the wind. Don't let dust or sand get mixed in it. As you carry out activities, you may produce positive results, but you must not take credit for them. Self-assertiveness is not only different from what I mean by self-realization,
自己実現とは別なものであるのみならず、
it is completely opposite of what I mean.
砂塵を巻き上
We
げて
don't need wind that picks up sand while blowing.
ない方が良い。
It's better not to have such wind on this earth.
あくまでも
It must be wind that makes people happy.
ための風でなくてはならない。その風が
As the
吹
wind blows,
き抜けていくことによって、そ
it
の
must bring a cool breeze that naturally fills people with joy.
思わず知らず喜びに満ちるようでなくてはならない。この地上
Wind
を
exists to turn this world into heaven.
そうした風は与えられているのです。
It is by no means to show off its power that wind
保持
blows.
するがために風を吹けとは言っていない。
This is the checkpoint when spreading the truth.
チェックポイントです。
Please seek an infinitely selfless
確
heart.
実な心を求めていってほしい。吹け
Be
ば
unnoticeable the more you give love.
姿が見えないようであってほしい。そして
Even if your seeds of love bear fruit, don't give yourself credit.
実ったとしても、自ら自身の手柄とは思わないでほしい。
Never seek appreciation from others.
求めてはならない。
You don't love others to win their gratitude.
感謝を与えるのではない。
Love requires action so it can continue to be love.
愛であり続けるために活動を欲する。愛
To
であり
remain
続
as
けるため
love,
に
it must be passed on from person to person.
伝えていかれる
That's the mission of love.
使命とする。
When love stops its activity, it will cease to exist.
終わりを迎える。
The love dwelling in your heart is not meant to remain still.
単に静止したる愛ではない。
It must constantly be active and unceasingly flow outward.
絶えず絶えず流れ出していくものでなければならない。
From now on, never limit the amount of love you supply.
限定をかけることはあってはならない。
From now on, never limit yourself in spreading love.
広げることにおいて自己限定をしてはならない。
Don't restrain yourself. Don't bind yourself.
ではならない。
I think so.
そう思います。
It's at the end of the second part of master lecture. Okay. Firstly, I'll tell you that today's lecture was given by Hermes Consciousness. And in Happy Science, we made many cinemas, movies. The one of them is Hermes Winds of Love. It's an animation movie, a very early movie, which is produced 1997. And it was Hermes in his younger days as a hero. So if we want to watch it, please let me know later. Please let us know later. And if I'll send you a link for this movie later. Okay. Okay. And for this part, I will pick up 4 important parts and give some explanation for that. Firstly, Hermes was a man of love and a man of action. Each person has an unlit candle in his or her heart. So love is to light the unlit candle of each person, so that each person's bright light shine forth. For this purpose, Hermes acted infinitely and lighted each individual candle. So, okay, this is the meaning of love. In Buddhist term, this unlit candle is called Buddha nature, a God nature. Everyone has a God nature, Buddha nature in a soul. So, but very few people know that. They only think they are kind of an animal like that, but each of us has a Buddha nature. It's a kind of very, very important treasure to each of us. So we must tell each of them you have a candle, you have a Buddha nature, and how to light up the candle or how to shine your Buddha nature. It is to learn the truth. So that is our mission, to tell them the truth, that you have a candle, you have Buddha nature, you can have a great light in you. That is love. So in this purpose, we must spread the teaching. We must meet the people, and we must people how important to learn the truth is, how important to practice the master teaching are. So this is our mission. This is what Hermes did when he was arrived on Earth. Second point. Love is something that blows through you like a wind. You can feel it, but you cannot make it yours. When the wind stops, it ceases to be wind. And when love stops, it ceases to be love. So be the one who keeps the wind of love flowing without stopping. So love blows like a wind. This is the most important words in one of the most important teaching in Happy Science about love. Love. What is that kind of a thing like a wind? Wind. It's a love. It means God energy, God light. It is love. So Master or Hermes named it as a wind like thing. It's actually the God love and love energy. So we should be like that. And in this kind of teaching, Master Ryu Okawa taught like this in the Laws of the Sun, the most important book in Happy Science. Love is like a wind. Love is like the wind. Everyone believes and shares the feeling that love exists, yet no one can objectively prove it. You cannot prove that love exists, but you can feel its presence. Although you cannot take hold of love and call it love, you can sense that it is there. So we cannot cease love, but we can feel love. We can receive love, and also we can give love to others. So we think like that. So actually, there are many people who don't know about the love is energy. Love is the spiritual energy. They think love is just giving something to someone or giving money to someone like that. But love is actually the God energy. We must know that. And also we can receive it, we can produce it through master's teaching. That is very much important. The third point, the proof that the seed of love you sow have indeed taken root is in your own spirit, not in others, not in the others. Know how beautifully you shine by giving love. This is a kind of very, very interesting part. And also, in difference to this part, we can find a very important teaching in the laws of the sun too. But the rewards for your love comes not from other people, but from God. What is the reward that comes from God? It is that more you give love, the more you become like God. More you give love, the more you become like God. That is the reward from God. So as we give love, the more we give love to others, the more we can become closer to God, bit by bit, not instantly, but we become closer to God. So if you give love every day to everybody you meet, you are going to become shine like angels. And also you become really an angel in this lifetime. That is the magic of love. That is the reward of love we give to others. Okay. It's also the very, very beautiful part. And then last one, the wind of love, if mixed with self-assertion and egotism, will be like the tornado that whip up dust and create a gust of wind. Do not allow sand and dust to enter the wind. So we must discard such a mind like requiring a reward or requiring or some kind of a self-assertion or egotistic greed. We must discard, just give love to others. So we need to be selfless, egoless mind, a transparent mind, and to like flow like a wind. That is the ideal state of love. So we should be keep it in mind every time, every day. Now we enter the last part of master lecture.
I spent a lot of time to talk about love.
してまいりました。
Now I must talk about progress as well.
お金はならないでしょう。
I said Hermes focused on lighting the candle in the hearts of each person.
心にあるところの一本一本のろうそくに火を
One by one.
と語りました。
But it certainly takes a tremendous amount of time and work.
夫人一人一人の心にろうそくを灯す行為は、これは大いなる時間を
To light the candle in each person's heart.
必要とする行為であることは事実であります。
That's why progress is needed.
ここに発展というものがいるのです。
Progress does not exist for its own sake.
あるのではないのです。
Progress exists to supply more love.
多くの愛を供給せんがためにあるのです。
Progress must serve love.
愛に奉仕せんがためにあるのです。
Progress must empower giving love.
さらに力強いものとして、
and provide more and more people with opportunities to light the candle within.
与えんがために発展はあるのです。
Never forget this point.
忘れないでいただきたい。
In many cases, progress is something we can see.
例えば私
Take our activities, for example.
でもそうです。
The number of people attending my lectures is steadily increasing.
確実に増えていきます。
So is our membership, number of offices and staff, and our supporters.
外面的にも発展は
Our progress shows outwardly.
人の数も増えてきます。
This is how an organization expands. Even so, the point is that we don't make progress for the sake of progress.
発展のための発展ではないということを
Without love, progress is dead. I must say so. Progress exists for the sake of realizing love.
そのための発展である。
If love dies as a result of progress, choose to kill progress.
こそ殺せ。
Stop making progress. Progress must serve love.
この発展は
Progress is allowed on the condition that it gives limitless love to people.
ということを前提として許されているのである。
It's not the matter of love or progress.
愛が発展を呼ぶ。
Love calls for progress.
発展は愛
Progress is given as an opportunity to serve love further.
機会なのだ。
Please know this.
いただきたい。私は思います。
So as your progress becomes bigger and more splendid, your love must not diminish. The more we expand our activities all over Japan, for example, the more we must be determined not to diminish the love we put into it. Our love must not diminish even a bit, not even a spoonful.
愛が減ってはならない。
If your progress is rapid, your supply of love must surpass it.
それを超えなければならない。皆さん
I
方
tell each one of you, you may start your activities out of the wish to give love to many,
皆さん方の能力を
but some of them may surpass your capacity.
その活動によって
You may sometimes be overwhelmed by it and fall.
私その時に振り返って私の今語っ
At
た
such times, however, remember the words I speak now.
愛が死んだ
When love dies, progress will be an empty shell.
愛が死んだ時
When love dies, progress will be an uninhabited house.
人の住まない家
It will be a pile of debris. It will be a ruined house.
廃墟となる
That's right.
発展という名の建
The
物
one
の
who
中に
lives in the
住む
building
のは
called progress is the holy being named love.
ということを忘れてはならない。断じて
You must never forget this. Don't just be satisfied with outward appearances or earthly expansion.
拡張のみによってはいけません。その拡張を凌駕
Have an abundance of love that surpasses earthly expansion.
そうでなくてはならない。そうでなく
You
ては
must be that
本当
way,
ではない
otherwise you are not true.
そう思います。なぜ
Why do I say so?
それは我らが
It has to do with our fundamental mission
地上に肉体を持っているか
and the reason why we live on earth in a physical body.
関わっているということです。
We are not born into this world merely for pleasure.
単なる趣味ではない。
It's not on a whim or for mere show,
飾り
not about adorning ourselves.
我
We
ら
were born on earth to create God's land of love in this world.
地上にて神の愛の国を作らんがためなり。私
I
は
believe so.
そのために
That's the reason why we were born on earth.
愛
It's natural for us to give love.
のことです。
That's because our very existence is made of great love.
それ自体が大いなる愛によって出来上がっているからです。振り返り
Reflect on the decades of your life on earth.
皆さん方の数十年の人生を振り返り
Reflect on the wrong thoughts that crossed your mind.
心の中に巨来した悪しき思いを
Reflect on the many embarrassing deeds you'd never want others to know about.
その行為の数々を
Despite these thoughts and actions, you still have life.
命があるということはどういう
What does this mean?
その
You have been living with shameful thoughts and have done shameful acts.
生きてきて 恥ずかしい行為をやって
during the decades of your life, but even so, you still have life.
まだ命があるとは
What does this mean?
どういうことですか。まだ未来
What
が
does
あ
it
る
mean
とは
that you still have a future?
まだ希望があるとは
What does it mean that you still have hopes and
ど
dreams?
ういうことですか。
You must know how great this love is that allows you to live now.
いるかということを知らねばなりません。
Without realizing this love, you cannot be called human.
人間とは言えません。
You cannot be called a child of God.
この自分を振り返った
If you look back at your past, you will definitely realize that
与えたことよりも
you have been given much more than you have given.
気がつくはずです。それが
If you fail to realize this, you have studied the truth for nothing. You cannot say you see yourself rightly.
言えません。そうです。
Yes, you have been given so much. Materialists and those who deny God and spirits
神や霊を否定する
easily laugh at the idea of reincarnation. They scoff at the idea that souls enter a physical body to live in this world,
数十年を生きこの地上を去って
but cast their shells away like cicadas upon death and live in heaven before being born
こん
again.
なバカな理論があるものかと彼らは思います。
Indeed, this idea sounds absurd. It may sound ridiculous or wasteful.
無駄にも見えましょう。なんでそん
They
な
may wonder why we must go through such a taxing
かか
process.
ることをするのかと見えましょう。
But that is love.
その
It is God's love that allows us to live
このように見える
in this seemingly inefficient, wasteful, and roundabout cycle.
を生かしているのがこれ
That's God's love. Please know this love.
愛を知ってください。
Love is not about efficiency. Love is not about rationalizing.
愛は能率じゃない。
Love is not about effectiveness.
こんな無駄な
God keeps on watching over you, repeating such seemingly wasteful lives
絶えず
or wasteful cycles without ever giving up on you.
この神の
Such patience of God is at the heart of love. That's why we cannot stop love,
彼らはその
now that we are aware of this truth.
愛を止めるわけにはいかないんです。
We cannot stop love as we cannot stop the
止め
wind.
ることができない。止まることができない。
When the wind stops blowing, it is no longer wind.
なくなったらあの風の
Like the wind, when love stops blowing, it ceases to exist.
我らが
If you are aware that you are being allowed to live and feel thankful for that,
神の心を一
and if you can understand part of God's will, a handful or even a grain of it,
生きる皆さんであったならば
then keep blowing through the world without limit.
あの
Like the wind, be pure and clear.
も
Be
し
selfless and have no vanity. Don't seek others' appreciation.
全てが与えられている
You are given everything, so don't ever seek praise from others,
称賛を求めることなくいや神
or even from God.
称賛も求めることなくそうこれが
Yes, that's our mission. That's our work. Being alive means we must keep on giving love.
愛を与え続けるということなのだから
That's why we cannot stop loving.
我らが
We cannot stop loving because we are love itself.
その魂自体が
And our very existence, our souls themselves, is the manifestation of love.
そうです
Yes, we must start with love that gives.
そして
And because we are human, we cannot master love that gives completely.
愛を卒業することはできないのです
Look at God, who is beyond humans.
卒業した段階においても神を見てください
God is the embodiment of love that gives.
どのように努力しても
The level we humans can never reach, no matter how hard we try.
塊です
God is a mass of love. God is love itself. He is the ultimate form of love itself. Now, everyone, do you understand the meaning of today's title?
実現という今日の
The ultimate self-realization? There's no such thing as ultimate in the ultimate self-realization. Do you understand this paradox?
究極の自己実現は
The ultimate self-realization means living with God's will as your own.
心自体を自らの心として生きていくことです
There's no ultimate to such a life. Unfortunately,
人間である以上
even a ninth dimensional spirit cannot reach the ultimate while living as a human. We must keep living in the midst of this endless, transparent sadness. We are such beings. Even so, you must not think too much about the tears filling your eyes. Your tears may shine like the Aegean Sea, but let them be the food for those who see them. Don't think of them as your own. Let your tears be infinitely clear, blue, beautiful, and filled with light. Set off on the march of love and light in this sacred sadness, the ultimate self-realization. It means to constantly understand and grasp the will of God and move forward forever, to be like the wind that keeps blowing. Imagine all of you becoming like the wind and blowing throughout the world. What a wonderful world it would be. How full of blessings and light this world would be. Please embrace the wind I started today. And you too, blow like the wind without stopping it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord. This is the end of the master lecture. Okay. Okay. This was the last part. Okay. I will kind of wrap up this important part. Progress doesn't exist for its own. Progress exists to supply more love. Progress must serve love. Progress provides more and more people with opportunities to lead the candle within them. So progress is not its own sake. Progress exists that produce or give more love to others. So in Happy Science history, we have more than 37 years, and we spread in Japan, also in the worldwide, and we have more than 500 temples in all over Japan. That means master teaching, the love spread all over Japan. And also we have dozens of temples worldwide, but only one here. And in his country, we have more than 26 million people there that are waiting for us to reach out. So they are seeking true love. So we need to provide more love to them. And we are also wish more people join us to provide to this love. So like you, if you join the movement of Happy Science, become a kind of angels and becomes a person who can receive the love of God and supply them to others. That is our mission. That is our work. Okay. Okay. Also, this is about the teaching of love. Without love, progress is dead. If progress will lead to the death of love, then kill progress instead. If you seek a rapid progress, the supply of love must exceed it. So Happy Science needs more progress. So we need to produce more love by ourselves with the help of many people, followers. We want to produce and provide love as many people as possible in this country, in the world. That is our mission. Okay, I skipped something. That's kind of absurd. Okay, so okay. Okay, I want to mention an important part about God love. We know about God infinite love, but actually the God infinite love, Master 6. It is the love which support our lives, which has we have a infinite, we have a eternal lives. Eternal lives. Also, we have an incarnation. What is the meaning of them? Why we are living here today? It means we are forgiven already. Many sins we committed in this lifetime or past lives. We have committed a countless sins in the past, but we are eventually forgiven all of these sins. That is a great love which are given to us all. All people are forgiven when we have life in this world. That's why we are living. And also, we have infinite possibilities or hopes in the future, not only in this lifetime. We have countless future reincarnations. We are allowed to have that. That means we have infinite possibilities and infinite hopes. That is the greatest love. We already given everything from God, Buddha. That we must appreciate deeply. We are living on the love of God. Every time, every minute, every second, we are given great love. And then, conclusion. If you are aware that you are being allowed to live, if you are aware that you are being allowed to live, and are able to understand even a handful or a grain of God's will or God's love, that you must keep rowing through the world without limit. Like the wind, be pure and clear, be selfless and without vanity, without seeking appreciation from others. I sincerely wish to be living like that, myself and also you too, like that, okay? Okay, this is the end of today's lecture and my comments. Okay. Next Sunday service will be May 6th, Sunday from 2 p.m. Oh, it's not the 1 hour, 1.5 hour. And next one is Master Rihou Okawa's 18th lecture actually, a new development in success theory. It's very interesting teaching about not only individual success, but also a successful corporation, a successful nation. Okay, that is the next time. Okay, let's wrap up reciting together the prayer to El Cantare. The white book you may have. Yeah. Prayer to El Cantare. Lord El Cantare, you are our Lord, Buddha and Savior. We believe you are the Master of Masters, the highest God of this planet Earth. We believe you have the supreme power, both in heaven and on earth. You are the great spiritual being, the united consciousness of Buddha and God. Lord El Cantare, we believe you will lead all people to true happiness. We believe the fourfold path of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress perfects the principles of happiness. And we truly believe these principles will save the entire world. O Lord, please grant us the holy mission to spread the truth all over the world. We will cross the vast oceans, the lighter beacon of truth in every corner of the world. O Lord, please entrust us with your great vow to save all humankind. We will devote our lives to creating Buddhaland utopia. Lord El Cantare, as long as you are in heaven and the disciples are on earth, we will hand down a mission to future generations, achieve your great vow. We, the disciples of El Cantare, will join together to become the ship of your great vow to save the people and bring them a shore of enlightenment. O Lord, We thank you very much for granting us a prayer to El Cantar. Okay, this concludes today's Sunday service. Thank you for joining Sunday. Thank you for joining online. Thank you for coming. Thank you. See you next week. Bye. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Gary.